Okay, about a year ago I bought the world's biggest piece of shit wagon. I paid about $10,000 for it. What the heck was that? I don't know what that noise was. But anyways, I paid about $10,000 for it. What it consists of is really bad welds all over the whole thing. The gear itself is heavy enough to handle the weight. The tires aren't and the rims aren't. I've had nothing but a nightmare with this thing, and now this steering pin is worn so bad that I have to actually build that up with a weld and deal with it that way, I guess. There used to be something welded to the bottom of that is no longer there, so that will have to be welded back on. It's just a washer. Yes, and then we come over here to the tie rod, which is what's causing me this major ass ache. And as you can see, it is bent to shit. I mean, it's just bent all to pieces. It's just stupid the way they did this. And this, it's pretty heavy. But this is the reason that that hole is looking, or that bolt is looking like that. That hole is hogged out something terrible. There is a grease fitting on it, which probably if it was greased regularly or at all, I'm blaming myself there. I did not know that there was a grease zerk there. I just didn't know there was one there. But the big problem is steel on steel doesn't generally work very well. You kind of have to have a bushing of some sort. So what I'm looking for now around the shop here in this sea of mess, as many of you have pointed out, that my shop is an absolute disaster, which it is not. You may think that it's an absolute disaster, but the reality of it is I know where 99% of the stuff is that's in this shop. So, on you. This is what I'm going to do, I believe, because I need something with a round hole in it. And I know there's some things around here that have round holes in it that can be adapted. Oh, here's a piece of bronze. Bearing bronze. What do you know? See that? Holy cow. That might even be the right size. It might. So bearing bronze, put in that hole, would definitely make for a better... There it is. Holy shit. I don't have the right size. Let's see if it'll fit over that. See? Bet you didn't know that was there by looking at my messy, messy shop. Anyway, I didn't either. I just had an idea it was there. Nope, too small. Too small. Oh well. SOL on that one. But I know there's more around. So anyways, I'm going to look around here. It might be just a piece of steel that goes over that. And I'll weld it back in and re-weld that and cut the grease zerk into it, and we should be good to go. But hanging on this wall is all sorts of stuff. Just all sorts of stuff. You know what else might fit? Over here I have some things that kind of look like this. Swivel balls. Oh, Tim's thing there. Anyway, if that fits in there, then I'll modify it and make that work. Because that would work out just fine if it fits the nut hole, or the bolt hole, which it's not going to. Too small. How's this sound? I'm going to start fooling around here. Anyway, I'll get back to you on what I find on this thing and what I'm going to stick in there and how I'm going to do it. But it should be pretty interesting nonetheless. Just don't ever buy one of these wagons. This came from Zimmerman Farm Service. I'll tell you what, I'm about done with them. I got rims here that they broke apart. As you can see, the front rims on there, they're actually John Deere rims, but they're supposed to be replacing every one of them, 6 of them. And they've got them. I just got to get out there and pick them up. It's like pulling hen's teeth to get anything from those people. But anyways, I'll get back to you when I find what I'm looking for. Okay, while I'm running corn through the dryer, I'm also doing work on this wagon. So maybe you can get a shot of this thing as to how bent it is. See what happens with my press. hell no. A bit of a bitch to do. This thing's actually upside down, and it's heavy as hell. If you look at that, they didn't even weld the son of a bitch on there straight. I don't know if it matters or not, but I don't know. I'm going to hog that hole out, and I'm going to put a bigger pin in.
Make sure, what do you think, I broke it?
No. So anyways, yeah, we're back to this wagon here. I just can't say how big of a piece of shit this thing is. It's really disgusting to me. Here, Tim, hang that back up. As you can see, that thing's been just chewed up. And when we took it off, I discovered that this was broken on that piece of heavy walled steel pipe. As you can see, I greased this. I did not notice that there was a grease zerk for this pin, but you know what? Hey, it's my own stupid fault. I didn't see it. It's my fault. But it's not my fault that they only did that bit of bullshit. What is going to hold that thing? I mean, we got 20 tons of stuff on there, and that pin is only held by this tiny little bitty weld. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to cut that out of there. I'm going to extend it all the way to the top of this thing, and I'm going to weld on both sides of the new shaft that I put in there. Just because it's just so stupid the way they built this thing. They could kill somebody, you know, and it's ridiculous. I don't know if you can see before, but this is really like oval. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to torch that out of there, make it big enough. Then I'm going to take these two collars here, which are pretty heavy. I'm going to weld them together, and then I'm going to weld them onto that. And I'm probably, because there's these little gizmos here, I'm actually going to screw grease zerks into there so that they can grease the whole entire thing, and at least then I'll have a decent amount of surface in there. Instead of the 3/4 of an inch, I'll have probably 2 inches of steel that pin can ride in, because here's my pin here. Now it's going to be a bit stiff at first, which is good because it will wear in, and it should work okay. My theory is anyway, but this is the best that I've got right now. Yeah, so I'm just going to take you along for the ride, Mr. Tim here too. What we're going to do is you got to knock this slag off of here. I've already run one bead all the way down. This is 7018 rod. It's probably the same shit that they had used, but I don't know. Not the prettiest looking weld because it's dirty, even though Timothy had ground it off of there. There's still a lot of grease and oil and stuff that kind of bubbled up through there, so I got some compromising material inside there. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to run another bead or two. I'm going to kind of weave it down over the top of that and just strengthen it. And then on the underside or the inside, they've only had like 2 small welds, so I'm just going to redo that with some 6013s because they weld better in those tight areas. So anyways, here we go. Okay.